Fernando, I want to flash back. A couple of weeks ago, I was with you at the Top Rank Gym. We talked about Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. Subsequently, Ryan Garcia stopped with a body shot in the 7th round versus Tank Davis. But I wanted to touch on the post-fight where Ryan Garcia just left up there with his mom and his dad and a representative from Golden Boy, but not Oscar De La Hoya or Bernard Hopkins. What did you think when you saw that?
It's crazy. Everybody's with you when you win. You got to see who's with you when you lose. And people can make their own excuse and say why they didn't go or they did go. But at the end of the day, a fighter has to take mental notes. And I've taken mental notes when the people who are there, and sometimes it's even family. Who's there when you win? But most importantly, who's with you if you happen to lose? That's what you really got to say. Who's really with you?
What do you think happens next for Ryan Garcia? We saw Rolly Romero kind of get a strange win the other night over his opponent. 8-round kind of stoppage out of nowhere. There have been rumored that Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero might be getting together. What would you think about that fight if they did?
I think that'd be a great fight. I think Ryan is very skilled, very sharp, and I think it'd be a great fight.
What advice would you give Ryan Garcia at this juncture in his career after suffering his first loss the way he did?
Well, hey, you come back. You're a champion. Once a champion, always a champion. You know what I mean? So come back, dust yourself off, and let's go.
You pushed your son, all your sons, Emichenko this time around on the biggest of stages, Devin Haney, Vasily Lomachenko. We know that you guys know Vasily Lomachenko quite well, sharing the promoter. I wanted to touch on how overlooked do you think Vasily Lomachenko is being? How overlooked do you think he is by the fans and maybe by Devin Haney and his camp?
Well, look, Loma is a badass. He's an Olympian, he's a gold medalist, and multiple world champion. And so, you can never, go in there thinking that you're gonna run over these guys, because at the end of the day, you don't know what they got. You know what I mean? So you think because you've seen it on TV, but you're not in the ring with them. And so once you get in the ring, things, are a little different than what you thought they would be.
Right.
And so...
And again, experience.
The experience.
You've seen that firsthand on your own.
Correct. So, I take nothing away from Haney. But, management, Igis Klimas is, a manager from Emiliano, and at the end of the day, we're pulling for the team, and that's, Loma. That's what you gotta do. You gotta stay faithful to the people that are faithful to you and true to you.
A lot has been made about the size of Devin Haney. Devin Haney much bigger. Some people say that he's faster. Some people say that his legs are even better than Lomachenko's. What exactly, in your estimation, does Lomachenko have left on the top stage of the game?
You can't ever underestimate a fighter like Loma. You can never do it. He's so intelligent, and he knows how to box. He knows how to put pressure. He's a hell of a fighter. So at the end of the day, you can never just say, well, he's old already, and the young gun is gonna do it. You never know what's gonna happen, and when you get into the ring, you never know.
We just had the undercard, the press conference. Emichenko, your son Emiliano, affectionately known by some of the fans and people in the boxing world, especially as Emichenko. Talk to us, man. Again, you're the father of undefeated fighters. Emichenko fighting on the card. How do you feel just about everything, the way things are flowing?
It's a blessing for me, to be living the life that I didn't have through my kids' eyes. It truly is, I say to myself this, look what you could have had like to this to the deadbeat dads. Look what you could have had if you would have stayed in your kid's life. You don't know what you could have had if you stayed in your kid's life. You don't know if your son could have been an NBA player, a football player, MMA star, a boxing star. You don't know because you didn't stay in their lives. But this is something that I didn't want them to do because it's a tough sport, and sometimes you lose your marbles and they go under the refrigerator and you can't reach them. So sometimes you get into some wars and you have a little bit of trauma sometimes. So at the end of the day, I'm here for them 110%, and I'm always going to be in their corner, and I'm never going to lie to them. I'm never going to lie to them, because at the end of the day, we're in the hurt business, and I'm not going to ever condone anything, any shortcuts or we're not going to train. We're not going to do this today. We're going to do everything I tell you to do. And at the end of the day, they've listened, and so I'm super happy, and I'm here and supportive of their careers.
And such a unique perspective that you have, having traveled up the rough side the way that you did to get to glory the way that you did and the way that you went about it, from the cutting weight. I think you and I spoke a couple of fights ago, it was a couple of years ago. You talked about eating boiled eggs and tuna and sometimes having to drink NyQuil just to get some rest, man. Yeah. With you knowing all of these things and how to get around, not how to get around, but the hard work that it takes to push your boys to the top. You talked about not taking shortcuts. You talked about making sure that they stay dialed in, man. How special is it for you to have a memory bank to draw from?
Oh man, they can't tell me nothing that I don't know about this game. Yeah, youngest national champion at 16, youngest Olympian, 18, on the team, youngest Olympian, youngest junior middleweight champion in boxing history. I beat 5 world champions: Jorge Campos, Raul Marquez, Winky Red, Ike Javier Castillo, and the 4 that beat me, world champions and Hall of Famers that beat me, didn't walk away saying it was easy because I was in their ass too. So I know this. This is something that I know. I know this shit. So I know what it is, what they're feeling when they're going through that weight cuts, and sometimes I tell people, don't bother him, don't bother him. He's a little bit on edge. He's a little bit edgy because he hasn't ate. So just don't bother him, because but be beside him without saying a word, because your presence shows the support, and we appreciate that. So, it's what I've had to do with people, because they want to start talking, hey, bro, what? Hey, and you're not in that mood. Right. So they have to understand, and I make people understand, the people that are around our circle, that it's nothing personal. It's just that right now he's, has not ate, and he's not in 100% great spirits. So he's not going to be talking to you very nicely if you start continuing to bother him. Even he can even flare up and say, "Hey, man, get away from me!"
Right.
And you'll be like, "Well, why is he mad?" Because you don't know nothing about this boxing game. You don't know that we had to cut pounds, and when you say about losing a few pounds the week of the fight, you might as well just say you have to lose 3 pounds, but you might as well just say you have to lose 10, because you're already tired of it. So you're frustrated. So I lived this whole thing my whole life as a kid and as an adult. So I know where they're going, and I know what they got to do to get there.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV, and give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.